Okay, so our first issue is ethical issues. Business ethics covers a wide range of areas within a company, including businesses' perspectives and rules surrounding their behaviour. In MDP, we learned there are four main ethical issues in business. So there's stakeholder perspectives, cultural perspectives, philosophical versus pragmatic considerations, and the nature of the business perspectives. There are four main concepts of ethics: relativism, which is the idea that everyone has a different perspective of what is morally right and wrong; egoism, which is perspective which acts in self-interest; utilitarianism, the ideology that things can be morally categorized based on their decisions; and deontologism, which is the idea that it is the intention which defines whether that action is morally right or wrong rather than the final outcome.
Corporate social responsibility. CSR is making sure that the firm does not have a negative effect or impact on society's ethics and the environment. As a group, we completed a case study on Burma's minimum wage pledge, welcomed by the UK retailers. We were to decide if increasing the minimum wage was an ethical stance. The Burmese government set a minimum wage of 3,600 kyat, which is £1.82 for 8 hours. This action was welcomed and endorsed by multinational clothing groups, such as Tesco and Marks & Spencer's, along with Primark and Topshop. Acting socially responsible is in the aim of a business, because in turn it can improve profitability and reputation with consumers.
A stakeholder is a person inside or outside who has an interest in the business and the way it is run and has an impact on its operations. There are two perspectives: the shareholder perspective, which is when the business objective is to make profit and benefit the shareholders. The stakeholder perspective is when different groups of people who work together to achieve something that is beneficial to everyone involved. Common stakeholders of a business include owners and shareholders, employees, customers, suppliers, and the government. The power interest matrix is a graph that has power on the y-axis, and this is how much control the stakeholder has over the organisation, and on the x-axis and with interest, which shows the level of interest the stakeholder has.
Globalisation is expanding combinations of both society and the economy. This expansion has advanced through the development of technologies. A few different problems include one that only benefits big international companies, and it doesn't allow smaller companies to succeed, and it also drives down wages and makes the market more competitive. Internationalisation. This is the expanding markets and trading across different nations and countries. An example of a path to internationalisation would be a merger or takeover, where a bigger business would take over a smaller business to benefit both of them.
McDonaldisation. This is a process in which fast food restaurants operate. This involves standardisation across all elements and commonalities in the company. The advanced technology is slowly beginning to take over human jobs. People are no longer needed for many aspects within these processes. Dealing with crisis. Crisis can be described by the Oxford Dictionary as a time of intense difficulty or danger. There are two very different approaches that can be taken to solve a crisis. Management of a crisis, where the crisis is taken care for by the people, e.g. employees, and crisis of management, where the actual management of the firms solve the crisis. We looked in depth at the causes and effects of the financial crisis and who we believe to be at fault. As a group, we decided that the financial crisis was caused by both managerial issues as well as economic issues. An effect of the crisis was that the banking sector became more heavily regulated, with more legislation being put in place to ensure that they ran correctly. The crisis had a negative effect on society. The global GDP, the value of global output, decreased because of the financial crisis.
Negotiations. Parties come together to form an agreement. All parties try to achieve the most beneficial outcome for them. Essentially, it is a compromise. Negotiations are quite often difficult where parties fail to compromise. A disruptive negotiator is someone who wants it all; they are unwilling to compromise. An integrative negotiator is someone who looks at everyone's interests instead of there being a dominator. Class, we followed all of the set rules and recommendations in order to reach the best negotiation for our side. We left with a positive outcome for both parties.
Businesses have the responsibility to act ethically when using technology because they want to balance its use with employees' jobs. Another effect on society is reduced prices. It's because technology can decrease the cost of production, which can affect the price paid by consumers.